Hello, in today's quick tutorial, we're going to be talking about tracks and checklists and how we can use this feature to measure student engagement, dedication, attendance, and achievement with your club. So with tracks and checklists, you'll be able to guide your first year members and junior members in a more intentional engagement and learning experience. So let's dive into the tracks and checklist section in your student group. So we go to groups here, and I'm going to be using SOA as the student group. We'll be traveling to tracks and checklists. And here you can see I've already set up some of the tracks and checklists here. I've set up a tracks and checklist template here that I'm going to be recreating with you all, so you may see how this process happens. So we want to start off by creating a checklist with this button here. Now, the difference between your tracks and checklists is that your track is going to be a pathway that is created and that you'll assign to your specific user populations. For example, if you're trying to track attendance or engagement for first year students, you want to create one track, but say you want to track the engagement and attendance for each year of students in your org, you might want to create multiple tracks. So with that being said, let's go ahead and start off by creating a track here. And we're going to say that this is going to be our first year track. And you can do a variety of things here. You can put in the name of the track, you can add in a description, you can even add a color to your track. Um, Also an icon. You can assign who has access rights, can make the track visible to assignees or not. You want to hit save. So within your tracks, you can create checklists. You can either choose to create one checklist or you can create multiple checklists that will contain specific items of what your student members need to complete. So let's go ahead and create checklists by pressing this checklist button. And similar to the tracks, we can assign a name, for instance, attendance. You can add a description. You can add what order if you have multiple checklists. The checklist here. You can assign rights again. You can make the checklist visible or not again. We want to hit save. And there we have it. You have the checklist of attendance under the first year track. Now, an attendance checklist is a great way for your members to track their own attendance levels, but you can use checklists for all sorts of things, like creating an orientation guide where you may want first years to watch an orientation video about your org by a specific date, or you may want to create a task for your members to complete by a certain date. Or you may even want to encourage your members by having them check off on the events that they have attended. So to display this, I'm going to quickly add those to the checklist. So here we can see the checklist item, and items within checklists are where we can set up the actual achievements or dedication or tasks for our members. As you can see, there are now two checklist items under orientation guide, and you can add items either by clicking here, or if we go into the checklist items page by pressing on the title of it, you can see the items that you have set for your group members. And you can also create an additional item through here. And so we can title this. So you'll be able to add a title, details as well, and you can allow your users to check off certain assignments or decide whether you want your executive members to check off tasks. So within your items page, for those items that you have not allowed members to personally check off their own assignments, I want to head over to completion rule. And here you're going to build out what the user needs to do in order to be able to check off that assignment off as complete. So here, they can do things like register to an event, if they could like take a quiz, or if it's a meeting that needs to be booked, or some type of survey that needs to be created, anything of that nature, you'll be able to decide here. We go back to our tracks and checklist. From our tracks and checklist, you can head over to these three dots and you'll be able to assign the assignment or task at hand to your user populations. Be everyone. This could be to group members only. You're able to decide that here. Alternatively, you can also batch assign, where you can add group member emails here. Lastly, if we go to calculate completions here, you will be able to see all the assignments that your members have completed or not completed, along with the percentage of completion of overall assignments. So thank you for watching this quick tutorial on tracks and checklists. As you can see, this is a very powerful tool to track engagement for your org. Thanks for watching.